Hey everybody, thanks for choosing to watch our series here. Whether you're watching the dynamic website start to finish or just the first series of building a website start to finish, this is an important kind of note. I'll make this really quick so you guys can get into things. But I want to make sure that for the people watching building a website from start to finish, which I call the first series, the original website that we use as a example no longer looks like what it did. So when I ask you to make a screenshot in one of the videos, I think it's the first video, you're not going to be able to do that. So I wanted to make sure that everybody was aware that if you go to this URL right here, and you click on series and choose website start to finish, you can get a copy of the original screenshot and use that along with the video. Just right click on it and do save image as. It might be different depending on which browser you're using. Not to mention this website itself, which I call the study site, since s.2d.org sounds kind of dumb. This is where all the source documents are and will be. I'm still working on moving some of the old documents from the first series over, but I'm keeping up with the new series, the dynamic series. Each lesson has a PDF with the slides in it, and the lessons where we do coding has a www folder, which will give you the source documents and the ability to preview what the site looked like at the time that we were working on it, in lesson, in this case, 5. So that is available to you. And then lastly, for those who are joining us for the dynamic website start to finish, I made a mistake when labeling this somewhere on the site. I don't remember where, but I labeled this as more of a reboot to the first series, and that's incorrect. This is actually more of a sequel. When I got towards what has become the end of building a website from start to finish, we started to get into more advanced topics, and these were topics that I thought should be done kind of starting fresh, without all the graphics and all that stuff in the way. You can totally apply what you've learned in the first series to this, what you learned in this series once done. And hopefully at the end of this series, once I'm finished with it, you'll understand why I separated the two. But I want to make sure everybody knows that this is not a replacement for the first series. This is actually a sequel. And it's pretty much, it's kind of there to divide. I divided it up so that you can kind of stop if you don't want to get into web programming as much, and the dynamic end of it, which is the more advanced end of it. You don't need to move into this series. You can stop at the end of building a website from start to finish. With that said, I do have some loose ends to tie up with building a website from start to finish, just a couple, and I'll get to those. The only reason they're not in there, it's a couple things like linking and things like that I didn't cover, is because I was planning on going into the dynamic territory within that series. However, 1, the series was getting very long, and 2, I felt, like I said, that it's about time we kind of start over, so that we kind of have a clean canvas and we can learn and focus on the programming and not as much the design. And so if you get to the end of building a website from start to finish and have any extra questions, please feel free to shoot me an email if I haven't already made the videos that come after, to tie up those loose ends. But I just wanted to kind of throw that in there for anybody who's going to be jumping into these series. I want to make sure you knew that. The very last thing is that I made a mistake on the first series. The original template that we use, as far as the Photoshop document, it is not a 1920 by 1080 document. That's a document that I usually use, and for whatever reason I grabbed the wrong one and did not notice it, and I've had a lot of comments noting that, some actually kind of rude, so I figured I'd clear that up. So that template, when you see the rulers at the top of the screen and you see that it's not the same size as I'm mentioning, that's the reason why. Now, if you would like to download a copy of the full 1920 by 1080 version of that template, if you go to our resource site that's off of the study site, just go into web design, and here is the website template. And anytime I make any adjustments to this, I'll put new versions up here. So that's all. I just wanted to get that out really quick, and I want to thank everybody for watching. Please donate if you can. That's the only reason, or the only way that I can keep doing this, at least at a consistent basis. So thanks a lot, and remember, donating you can do on the home page here by going to contribute. Thanks a lot, and I hope you enjoy the series.